Hey everyone, I'm actually at my company's national sales meeting this entire week, so I'm sorry I can't be in class. But I'm creating this video for my presentation um, for the Fiction Online course that I'm working on for our final. So I'm quickly going to go through the syllabus, which I had shared with class last week, and dig into the class website that students would actually be working on and using daily while they're using this class. So my class would now be English 320, Fiction Online, for a prospective fall 2017. I start out having information for contacting the instructor and contacting the class itself, as this is online. And some of the discussions that we've been talking about for online instructors during that virtual class, we talked about how often online instructors would have to be available for students. So I do try to make a note about that, to have a place where students can ask questions of themselves and be able to give each other feedback. So here I have the contacting class, the website, as well as another site that they'll use to peer review. Besides just being a normal fiction class, the class is also meant to help students become a part of that literary community and understand how to use different methods of communication in social media, online, to be able to promote themselves as a writer and gather inspiration. They'll also use a variety of online tools for writing inspiration and to engage in disciplined writing habits. So while we normally think that the internet is only a distraction, there's apps that will block the internet from your phone or your computer while you're trying to write. I want to show students how they can use online tools to become an even stronger writer, a better disciplined writer, and to gain inspiration rather than distraction. They will also, by the end of the class, create and keep a submission archive and learn how to professionally submit to online publications. So another aspect going beyond writing, this class is meant to engage them in the literary community and kind of act as a professional writer in that they actually will submit to literary magazines. We'll talk a little bit about online publication versus print publication and how that's changing. And they will have their own submission archive, which is really important to, first of all, let you know where you submitted pieces to different literary magazines. You'll also be able to kind of track your own analytics of how often you're submitting. And really, it's just an organized place so that you're submitting professionally and not kind of doing things that would annoy editors and could stop you from being published. And they'll also create and write an online newsletter. I'm still wondering whether I should cut this piece out. They would use MailChimp for that, which is online software that is, I believe it is free, where you can create an actual newsletter. So like what you get in an email from J.Crew or Gap or something like that. It's organized into columns. There would be hyperlinks. They'd be incorporating images and news stories. And I kind of see this as a way, although it would be kind of more of marketing writing, that they could use it for fiction and just a way to be able to share with other students some other of the online resources that they found, as well as great stories that they found. So really it would be a kind of, hey class, here is an email using this new software that I learned that could help me for a job. But it's just going to show you some other tools that I found inspirational, some stories that I love online, and some great lit mags to kind of share that with everybody. Quickly going to jump into the website. This is the home page. I've started up with just the apps and inspiration that they'll be using throughout the course. So you can see this will take them straight to Twitter, to Reddit, to MailChimp, where they'll make their newsletter. I wanted this to be really visual, so they could kind of, just take some free time and explore. They'd be able to use this while they're starting to write their collaborative stories, or while they're going to be looking at their submission archive, or just get inspiration. So I was trying to add as many as I could here, and they're very visual. That's just kind of fun to explore. So these are apps that will be used in their assignments. The ones that they're going to be used in assignments are kind of at the top, and then a lot of these are just for inspiration. So you can see here, Brain Pickings. This is a pretty cool site. It has book suggestions, but it also just has some really great articles on tons of different topics. It could be philosophy, it could be a certain place, and it's just a great place for students to get inspiration. They've also got a list of where they can call, where there are calls for submissions. New Pages is a great place to learn about literary magazines, new books, reviews. It's basically got everything here for creative writing, and creative writing that's taken seriously as well. So this is kind of their hub of places to check out, and I would plan on keeping this site live for the students to be able to have these links even beyond the course as well. And I also know when I took my poetry creative writing class at Bridgewater, the students were really wanted to kind of continue that workshop experience with other people in the class. So I would just kind of create this and let it live for those students so that they could continue to communicate with each other in the question forums as well if they wanted. On this front page then I'll also have the course documents and rubrics. So any documents to readings or the specific assignments would be found here, and you can see I posted one of the rubrics here as well, so students could just download the file right from there and it would be quick and easy for them. It would also always live here, so it'd be easy to find. In More, this is where students are going to post their class blogs and also the general question forum. So again, this is a space where students can just ask of each other. So if they're working on something at midnight or 11:30 p.m., they could get a quick answer from the rest of the students in the class. With this website technology, students would be able to sign up and get notifications. So I would ask that all the students, choose what they want, but hopefully they'd get notifications when there are any new blog posts here so that they could help other students or also see those questions and it might help them as well. I've got a little bit of information about what it is and how you would use it. So it asks students to quickly scan the form to make sure your question has not already been answered. I don't want students asking the same question 5 times just because they didn't take a chance to look here. And then it gives them directions for how to create their question. The class blog, this is also where students would be writing their blogs for each week. So like I said, every week they would have a specific kind of prompt that they're going to write about or a question to help them with class. So the very first week is tell us about yourself. I've seen this on several online courses so that students get to know each other and it kind of seems a little bit more real for them. They might have an avatar which they could have in a website like this that would pop up when they post things as well so you could see what they look like. But it would ask students to share a little bit of information about themselves and also why they're interested in the class and what they hope to learn. So again, that would also help the instructor to make sure that everything's there, and if there are some things that specific students wanted to know or talk about that wouldn't be already in the syllabus, the instructor could have a one-on-one conversation with them or even possibly edit the class. So you can see I've got some comments here already, some fake students. I have an Eric Converse here who left some information, even mentioned a book for students to check out. And then what the post responses would look like by the other student. So students can always leave replies to these blogs, which are great. And the easy thing about this is, if students told me that they wanted another space, basically to be able to share, story recommendations or another place to share, to post where there are current writing contests or writing submission opportunities, you could easily add these. So right under More, I could add any of those here and have a running tally of information that's applicable to the students in that specific course. So let me know what you think. Overall, again, this course is supposed to move beyond a traditional fiction writing course for students near the end of their college career to let them know how they can retain all those skills and use them virtually even when they're far away from their friends. Thanks.